The year was 1981, and a group of young men decided to head west from Minneapolis, Minnesota, to ski the Wasatch Mountains in the Salt Lake City, Utah area. We'd been out to Utah before and decided that it would be fun to rent a Winnebago and head west with about 8 guys. And it definitely proved to be an adventure, to say the least. Anyway, heading west on I-80 through some bitter cold temperatures, we finally arrived in Salt Lake City at the Holiday Inn Express. And after getting situated, we started watching TV and learned at that point that the ski resorts up the Little Cottonwood were closed indefinitely due to snow conditions and avalanche danger. So this certainly was disappointing, to say the least. We went out there to ski those resorts with all the winter snow, and only to find out that they were closed. However, after talking through this matter, we thought that we could still enjoy the skiing. However, the only way that we'd be able to get up to the resorts were to walk up the Little Cottonwood Canyon, due to the fact that the canyon was closed for vehicles. So after talking one of my more reasonable friends into driving us to the 7-Eleven near the area of the entrance to the Little Cottonwood, my friend agreed to bring us to the 7-Eleven and drop us off. However, he did say that it wasn't the best idea, and he asked that we not do it. However, myself and a couple other friends, including my brother, opted to grab our ski equipment, and heck, we weren't doing anything else that night, so we thought, let's just walk up the Little Cottonwood Canyon. So that's what we did. So my friend dropped us off at the 7-Eleven. He then returned back to the Holiday Inn Express in Salt Lake City to advise the rest of the party what just unfolded. And at that point, our small little group of adventure seekers decided to head up the Little Cottonwood Canyon. It was approximately 10 p.m. on a quiet, cold winter night in Utah. So we began walking up the Little Cottonwood Canyon. Remember, we had our gear with us, skis, poles. We were wearing our ski boots, and we proceeded up the canyon despite the 12 inches of snow or so that was on the road. Now, we were able to walk by the avalanche closure signs, and nobody seemed to really see what was going on. Nobody challenged us and told us that we couldn't do that, so we just proceeded to continue our walk up the Little Cottonwood Canyon. Now, at approximately 3 a.m. in the morning, which is about 5 hours after we began our walk, we saw headlights coming down the Little Cottonwood Canyon towards us, and this, of course, was a shock. Despite our efforts to try to get off the road, we just ran to the side of the road, and this large SUV pulled up. It clearly was a sheriff's vehicle, and a deputy sheriff got out of the truck and approached us, asking us what the heck we were doing. And we advised him that we were from Minneapolis and that we drove out to Utah with a rented Winnebago, and that we were going to ski Snowbird and Delta, and that the only way up was to walk. And he then proceeded to remind us of the danger and the fact that the road was closed for a reason, and that it's because of all the snow that they've had recently, and that it's not uncommon that slides take out large areas of the Little Cottonwood Canyon during times of avalanche danger, which is why the road was closed. Now, we pleaded with him basically and asked him if he would just not remember talking to us and let us continue up the canyon, which surprisingly to me, he agreed to that. He just shook his head and said, "You guys, now remember, I never saw you, and be careful, and see you later, basically. So he got back in the truck and proceeded down the Little Cottonwood Canyon, and we never saw the deputy again. So we were thankful, actually. We really wanted to continue walking up the canyon. He advised us that we were about halfway, and that, again, he wished us luck. And we then continued our adventure up the Little Cottonwood Canyon. It should be noted the distance, again, was approximately 7 miles from start to the condominiums at Snowbird. We did continue, and as we continued up the Little Cottonwood, we would often take breaks and discuss whether we should ski down or continue, and we just continued to keep heading up the canyon. And honestly, it was probably one of the hardest things I ever did, but we kept going, and it was a beautiful night, however, and thank the Lord, we had no problem with avalanche or any serious danger. And we ended up walking up into an area where we saw some parking lots. And then, lo and behold, we saw the Snowbird condominiums. And we walked up to one of the condos, and we tried to just walk into the lobby area, and it was locked. And we saw a gal working at the desk. She came over, let us in, and she reminded us that the whole ski resort is locked down for avalanche concerns, and that no individuals should be out walking the property. And we advised her that we are not currently staying at Snowbird, and that we just walked up the Little Cottonwood Canyon all night, and we would like to just come into the condo just to chill out in the lobby area. She asked again where we came from, and we again reiterated the story to her, and she said, yeah, come on in, sit down. And she was very, very nice. She got us hot chocolate and some apple cider, and let us stay in the lobby while we thawed out a little bit, took a couple-hour nap, and we were ready to go when that first tram left at 9 o'clock in the morning. Despite the fact that the road was closed, the resorts still opened, and I assure you, myself and my friends were on that first tram at 9 o'clock in the morning. Additionally, the capacity for a Snowbird tram is 120 people. And that first tram we took up that day, there were 6 of us on the tram. Unbelievable. We went up that tram, got dropped off at the top, and we were at the top of this mountain with more snow. I mean, you'd be plowing through chest deep, skiing down, and virgin snow everywhere. No people around skiing with you. And more amazing was the clouds were down in the valley, and we were above the cloud line, and you could see for miles, beautiful blue sky, and then we would ski down into the clouds and into the snow as it was continuing to snow at the lower altitudes. And we were able to ski down. We enjoyed a beautiful day of skiing. We were able to take that last tram up at 3:45, and we were finally done around 5 o'clock when we made arrangements for our friends to come and pick us up. The Little Cottonwood had opened a few hours prior to them coming to get us, and it was probably one of the most memorable days ever skiing in Utah at Snowbird. And I've been out there half a dozen times. A beautiful resort, and when I think of skiing the Rockies, I think of skiing Snowbird and, of course, Alta. Well, everybody, thank you for taking the time to listen to this story. And if you liked it, please like and subscribe. And thank you again. Everybody have a blessed day.